everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into something that has been clogging up my social feeds and also the dental office, and that is at-home dental hacks. That's right, some of these tricks are promising you're going to get bright white teeth and healthy gums and maybe even have to skip a whole trip to the dental office completely. But are many of these hacks actually safe and effective? Spoiler alert, probably not. Let's break down 5 of the most popular dental hacks, why they may or may not work, and what you should do instead. Let's get into it. All right. Insane hacks for your smile. Alright, so we've got some strawberries here, interesting, and some toothpaste. That makes a lot of sense. I'm guessing what they're trying to do is the acidity from the strawberries is something that's maybe gonna wear away the enamel. The problem with all these acidic things that I'm seeing is actually they wear away and break down your enamel, which is a bad way of whitening. So probably not smart to put fruit in there. Also has sugar, so sugar and acid on your teeth, probably not a good idea. Although they did add toothpaste, which kind of counteracts the exact thing. It doesn't make a lot of sense so far. Alrighty, oh, this one is a very popular one. Lemon juice and baking soda. Mixing it up there and just putting it right on a toothbrush, right? Let's just go ahead and wipe away your fears. Now this one, lemon juice and baking soda, is one of the most popular ones I see. I see it a ton. And people actually swear by this. They say,
Bentist, this is amazing. It's getting my teeth whiter, I promise.
But here's the problem. It's an absolute disaster for your enamel. You see, first off, lemon juice is highly acidic. It has a pH of 2, which if you don't know, we want to be around 7 to 8, neutrality there. The more acidic we get in our mouth, the more breaking down of that enamel can happen. And so basically what it does is it weakens and breaks down the structure of hydroxyapatite crystals on your teeth, and then when you go to brush, you're literally mechanically wearing away your enamel. Now, will this get rid of surface stains? Yes, but it's actually doing the exact opposite of what you want, because it's just going to weaken and weaken and weaken your enamel. You're going to get tons of sensitivity. It's terrible. Not even that, but enamel erosion can lead to sensitivity. It can lead to actually weakened tooth structure, and it can even lead to more cavities. And that's because when you break down your teeth, it's actually what the bacteria in your mouth that form cavities do. They poop out acid to weaken your teeth so they can dig down in there, and so you're just basically increasing that potential. There's even studies from the American Dental Association that basically proves this, that yes, if you do those things together, bad things will happen to your teeth. Now, baking soda, I don't have too big of an issue with. We used to think that it was highly abrasive, but now actually the RDAs, or the relative dentin abrasion, which is how harsh it is on your teeth, is actually not as bad as we once thought. So the baking soda is not really the problem here. It is the acidic lemon juice that is the problem. Instead, if you want whitening teeth, you have 2 choices: extrinsic and intrinsic whitening. Intrinsic is inside your teeth. These are like your whitening peroxide gels and things like that. My whitening strips was something nice. The best whitening strips on the market, Lumi Smart, which actually these are pretty awesome because you can actually peel them away to only be on the front of your teeth. And they're actually 60% less sensitivity than others while being double the strength of whitening power. So these are a great option as well. And you can even go to the higher end, which is those crazy zoom whitenings inside your dental office. And then extrinsic, which is actually building back up the layers of your teeth using something like our 10% nanohydroxyapatite toothpaste to actually rebuild those defects in the enamel, making your teeth look whiter. That's right, whitening strips and hydrogen peroxide is actually the safe way to whiten, not the other way around. These actually destroy your enamel. The hydrogen peroxide and stuff is completely safer. Alrighty, next up, activated charcoal or carbon. Alright, just putting some water in there, making a little pasty paste. Look at you go, just dragging that black stuff all around your teeth. But you know what you're also doing is dragging that enamel right off your face. Finally, let's talk about the activated charcoal craze. As you recall, I've talked about this a lot on my channel. This product is marketed as a natural way to whiten your teeth, but in reality, it's a lot more concerning than you think. Because you see, activated charcoal or charcoal related things are very highly abrasive. It's almost like you take sandpaper, you grind it down into little sandpaper bits, and you just drag it back and forth across your tooth. That's exactly what you're doing with activated charcoal. Now, while this does remove surface stains temporarily, the crazy part is you're going to slowly wear down your enamel layers, making them thinner and thinner. And what that means is you're going to see more and more of the inner yellow dentin layer. And so even though they will whiten at first, they will start to get yellower and yellower as you get closer and closer to the inside of your tooth. Not only that, but you're going to be highly, highly sensitive. And actually, the British Dental Journal in 2019 did a study on this, and they found that there was really no effective goodness that could come out of of using charcoal to whiten your teeth. Even that crazily, now there's products out there like activated charcoal toothpaste from Hello Toothpaste that is actually under lawsuits because of all the problems that they cause with people's teeth during this early stage of this charcoal toothpaste craze. So what should you do instead, Bentist? Well, there actually is enamel-safe versions of this charcoal toothpaste if you actually have to have the black food coloring, because that's pretty much all it is. They just basically color it black. They remove all the actual activated charcoal or charcoal bits. You really are just paying to get your, toothpaste dyed black. To be honest, if your goal is to whiten your teeth, once again, ask your dental professional or use one of our whitening products or toothpaste or our whitening strips here, something that is safe and effectively going to whiten your teeth. By the way, you can find these on somethingnicecompany.com, and I appreciate your support because really, we're trying to be the best oral care company in the entire world and make these innovative, crazy, awesome products. We got a lot more coming for you. Just wait for it. But I appreciate everybody who's supporting us because I couldn't do this without you. All right, we got cucumbers and kiwis going in. I'm seeing this theme once again. This is acidic. It's acidic paste. I don't know what the cucumber is going to be doing. Repeat for 7 days. Hey, weaken your enamel with acid for 7 days. All right, we got the banana peel. I've seen this one before, and actually a lot of people believe that the potassium in a banana peel, weirdly enough, because I mean technically the hydroxyapatite in the tooth, you can repair layers of potassium, calcium, and all these things. But anyways, they think that basically rubbing a banana peel on your teeth will somehow give this potassium layers, which will rebuild your teeth. There's no scientific studies on this, and more than likely this is not going to work, and you're probably just gonna look weird rubbing banana peels all over your face. Now, oil pulling is something I've seen a lot of. It took the world by storm a couple years ago, and you see it all the time now. And it actually does have roots in ancient Ayurvedic medicine that actually says that if you swish a type of oil, you can actually remove toxins from your mouth. Now, it's typically coconut oil or sesame oil. It just has to be some sort of oil in that way. Now, while oil pulling may actually remove the surface level bacteria, it doesn't really get in deep enough and also doesn't neutralize the acid that's forming that causes that decay. And in fact, the American Dental Association actually did a bunch of studies on this, and they concluded that really it didn't do what it says it was gonna do. Now, the whole surface level removal was the fact that you're swishing your mouth with something for 15 to 20 minutes. That's a long time to swish something in your mouth. And so yes, the act of did get rid of some of the bacteria on the top of the teeth. Now, is it going to harm you if you want to do this? No. Is it a substitute for brushing and flossing? Absolutely not. Me personally, I wouldn't be spending that much money on coconut oil and swishing it around every 15 to 20 minutes, and then the problem of people like clogging their drains with it and all the other stuff, not to mention it's just kind of nasty. So what should you do instead? Well, stick to the basics. If you're using it for cavity prevention, brush and floss and use a fluoride or a nanohydroxyapatite toothpaste like ours to protect yourself. If you're trying to whiten, use a whitening product like hydrogen peroxide that is time tested and true to whiten your teeth without damaging and harming that enamel. And guess what? You don't need 15 or 20 minutes every single day to do that. In that actual time, you could brush and floss probably like, what is that? 2 minutes per, and then another 30 minutes for or another 30 seconds for flossing. That's 2.5 minutes. I'm doing the math. 2, 5, 2. That's 6 times you could do that in the same time it takes you to swish your mouth. You could have brushed and flossed 6 times. But if you really want to do it, go ahead. Just make sure you're brushing and flossing along with it. Oh, this next one makes my teeth hurt just thinking about it. Some people are using nail files. That's right, nail files to smooth out and shorten their teeth. You see, these people have got bunny teeth. Well, the bunny tooth look is what I like to call it, where these front central incisors come down further than your lateral incisors. So what do? Instead of getting braces, Invisalign, or buildups or anything like that, they just say, I'm just gonna take that enamel right off. And I mean, here's the deal. Enamel is the hardest substance in the human body, but that doesn't mean it's indestructible. Filing your own teeth at home will remove that enamel unevenly. 1, it can 2, it can weaken your teeth. 3, if you go too far, you can go inside the tooth and actually hit the nerve of your tooth, making it to where you have to get a root canal. Me and other health professionals, though, we've been speaking out for years about this exact trend because of the amount of damage it harms. Now, what should you do instead? If you're unhappy with the shape or length of your teeth, you need to consult a dentist because there are multiple options that we can do to fix it. 1, if we just had a higher up lateral, we can just put you in some braces or Invisalign and drag those down and make it all straight again. If you don't want to do the braces, you can do veneers on these 2 lateral teeth, making them bigger or smaller in between and to get the perfect size that you want. And 3, we can even do a little bit of enameloplasty, which is where we remove the enamel, but we do it cautiously and to the exact amount that you need to look amazing without harming or damaging your tooth. Who would have known? Just ripping off your own teeth isn't a good idea. Using hydrogen peroxide as a mouthwash. Now this is interesting because hydrogen peroxide is actually the main ingredient that you will find in all whitening products. And in fact, in our whitening, we have 10% hydrogen peroxide. But some people use it straight from the bottle as a daily rinse. Now, while this actually does work and it even kills some extra bacteria, it can be harmful to you and your oral microbiome in your body if you're doing it incorrectly. And even though it does whitening, the journal Dentistry did some research and found that the risks of excessive usage could cause some problems. The two main of which is it can actually cause some oral cell damage, and two, that it can actually mess with the good bacteria in your mouth, killing them off. And another thing that we found is because of that oral microbiome issue where you're killing off the good bacteria and the bad bacteria can come back bigger, you can actually get this thing called oral hairy tongue, which actually looks pretty wild. So unless you want some oral hairy tongue, maybe avoid doing this. So once again, there's really two reasons you would do this. Some people are using it for the whitening effect. Some people are using it to get rid of bacteria. If you want to really get rid of bacteria, find a good mouthwash somewhere. I actually really like TheraBreath. I think they have a lot of good ones. And there's a lot of good mouthwashes out there. I would try and avoid the alcohol-based one. Go for an alcohol-free one because the alcohol-based ones can cause damage to that good bacteria as well. And if you are curious about hydrogen peroxide for a whitening, I would use it in some concentrated ways that we've already proven safe and effective. Like your whitening strips, you have whitening gel, you can use Zoom whitening at a dental office. Technically, you can use 2 to 3% of like diluted hydrogen peroxide in a mouthwash if you absolutely have to, but make sure it's food grade and don't do it all the time. In the end, talk to your dentist about your concentration and safety and how often you can use it and all that type of stuff. So let's wrap this up and leave you with a few takeaways to put all this stuff together for you. DIY dental hacks can harm your teeth. Many of these popular at-home remedies, like the acidic uses of lemon juice and things like activated charcoal, they can damage your enamel, cause tons of sensitivity and wear, and cause stuff that you just absolutely can't come back from. Professional dental care is key. That's right, sometimes you don't need the fancy hacks. You just need the basics. You need to brush, you need to floss, and you need to stop using so much sugary and acidic things. Not only that, but visiting your dentist twice a year for your cleanings to help get all those places that you missed, because let's all be honest, you're never gonna get 100% of every tooth every single time you brush and floss. Oil pulling and hydrogen peroxide aren't replacements for regular routine dental care. These methods may produce temporary benefits, but they don't address enamel erosion and plaque buildup, which are the normal issues that are causing all the problems. Now, I get it, enamel is strong, but it is not indestructible. You can wear it away, you can damage it, and once it's gone, there is no getting it back, leading to a bunch of sensitivity, cavities, and more issues. So protecting it with safe, approved dental practices is essential, and consult with a dentist for your personalized advice. If you were ever unsure about something, and I have not made a video about it yet, which is pretty rare because I'm pretty on top of my videos, you need to ask your dental professional, hey, is this normal? Is this a thing that's going to help me, or is it going to hurt me? I promise you they will tell you what you need to hear. So there you have it, 5 dental hacks all debunked. And while it is tempting to use these DIY at-home dental hacks, remember that your oral health is an investment. Stick to science-backed methods and consult your dentist if you really want to try something new. And once again, that's exactly what we do at Something Nice with our product. All of our products are science-backed. There's no BS, there's no gimmicks, and we will never scam you because that's not what we want to do. So if you ever see a product that we come out or you want to try, you can know that you're actually going to get the best of all the worlds, and you can trust us with what you get. Other than that, ask your dentist. There's tons of great products out there. Just make sure that you know which ones are good and which ones aren't. And you could just watch another video because that works really well too. Hope that helps.